I do want to get into the road thing, and we're talking about this intersection. Would you call it an intersection? It's an on-ramp, Route 8, Route 12.
It's not an intersection, right?
It's
5,
really
812, 840 interchange.
Thank you.
Interchange, not intersection.
The interchange. All right.
Yes.
You know what we're talking about here. Someone's going to die over there. It is out of control. What can you put a stop sign there? People don't know what yield means, it seems. They're racing each other, sometimes by mistake. I wouldn't even let my daughter go over into that area and drive. It's so dangerous. Yeah. And the only thing I can tell you is I'm not an expert, but I am, because I drive a lot, and something is wrong over there. What can be done to that intersection? Well, I'm sorry to have you being the point person.
No, that's
you're the
okay.
only one we know.
No, and I do enjoy coming on the show. And
normally it's easy.
Yeah,
this one probably isn't.
Talking about what we do with DOT is a wonderful thing. So we know that interchange is an older cloverleaf interchange. And
so that is really if that were to be built today, if you were constructing that area today, it would not be constructed the same way.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was more of a question.
Yes, there are some constraints there. You do have the railroad, and then you have the Sequoia Creek. And that's why pretty much those merges are shorter than what would be really, by design, you would want more. So it wouldn't be so tight as what it is. Our first thing that we would really like to do there is replace that bridge, as everybody can see, So we're hoping when funding becomes available, our first line of order would be to replace the bridge.
We could sell some baskets, do some fundraising. I mean, it's I'm assuming quite the expensive
Pounds
project.
for bridges.
The problem that you have in this area, for those that are kind of wondering, if you're merging onto the arterial, whether you're going west or it would be north or south, it would be north or south. Or if you're merging onto or off of 840 or Route 8, the problem comes in is the on-ramp, the off-ramp are so close together that people don't yield. So you end up having traffic on the arterial basically parallel, and they're trying to get off the guy or woman who's trying to come onto the arterial. They're in each other's way. Nobody seems to be yielding. You can't slow down on the arterial, although you have to. Right. It is a mess, and it seems like it's an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, we know that we have issues there.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. And again, we're, like I said, when funding becomes available, we're hoping to, address that. Again, the most important thing would be to replace the bridge, and then the next thing would be, depending again how much funding we get, would be to look at the whole interchange itself, which would incorporate the ramps.
There was a guy yesterday that said if you were to be able to start the whole process back a little further to make it a larger, basically a larger circle there, that it would be more, it would solve the problem. If there was a third lane, I think is what he was saying. Yeah. I'm not sure what that. What would the solution be?
Well, again, our folks have been looking at it. We have some good ideas that what we'd like to do there. So again, as soon as we have, like I say, the funding available,
we're
definitely get at it.
Get rid of that Lamond place.
Just get rid of Lamond?
Yeah, get rid of that exit.
Yeah.
But that's further down, though.
That's further down.
Yeah, that is further down. That wouldn't fix it.
Well, that's a problem.
No, there used to be a crossing there, and, people would hit the light, and, but that's why we took it out. It was a very, it wasn't safe at all. So we ended up taking it out.
It's also been suggested maybe, at least for where 8 and 12 come on to 840 there, to put a stop sign. Is that something that's possible? Because then you run the risk, I guess, of backing traffic up onto the arterial.
Yeah, you would not want that.
Yeah, you would not want a stop sign on an
basically
off-ramp.
What in a perfect world, basically you would want those people coming off or on those ramps or coming onto those ramps to get onto main line to get up to speed and just have enough merge area or taper area where you would be able to merge onto main line, and it would be seamless.
Right.
So again, if funding becomes available, we'll definitely address that.
Joe has a list of 22 other locations around the area that he would like to see.
I'm still bent about that one over there where you took my lane away to get into.
But that works over there now.
Yeah, it sure does, because I drive on the part that you got the little white slashes.
North Genesee Street.
It jams me up every time.
Well, you're dealing right now in a major.
I don't even go that way anymore.
Right, because
I'd stay away.
There's a lot of construction.
I got a lot of stress.
There's a lot of construction going on there, and it's about to get even more construction filled. Imagine all of a sudden the hospital starts, construction begins on the Nexus Center. There's going to be a lot going on for the next 2 or 3 years over there.
And in that ramp that Joe was talking about, the John Street ramp, we have a project there that's going to be let, I think, in October. And we're actually going to make a multi-use trail as part of that ramp, which is going to go from the intersection of Whitesboro and Broad Street there. It's going to go up and north all the way down to Wirtz Ave.
Right.
And that's going to be really nice.
Oh, I wouldn't mind that.
Especially for running.
One more complaint about the roads while I'm at it. Mohawk Street, ladies and gentlemen, it does say 55. It's not 45. It's not 40. If you're going to go down Mohawk Street because you want to avoid a risk in the boulevard, please keep up the speed, because I'm the guy beeping and flashing my lights at 40 miles an hour. It's pathetic. I'm going to make signs with big orange letters. 55. It does not mean 45. Does not mean 40.
I'll be honest, I might have been too close to the guy, but it was a deal where he's going 35 and it's a 55.
It's 55.
So I'm probably closer to him than I should be. And he slams on the brakes, does that one, right?
Yeah,
and
he gives you one of them.
And he's kind of, I can see him in the mirror, and it's like, you're going almost half the speed limit. Pick it up.
I got a guy that'll mount like those push bars on the front of your car if you need them, and then you just give him a little.
This is going in the wrong direction. Okay. Jim Piccola, thank you. And so you're at least looking at it. For the time being, I got to tell you, I'm telling my daughter to stay away from that. She's a young driver. It's difficult enough. And here's the other thing that burns me up. When I'm trying to be responsible, and I will admit to you, I am not a responsible driver. I am a good driver. But sometimes I'm probably a little more aggressive than I should be. And I've been ticketed many times for my aggressions. My apologies. Just right off the bat. There are many police officers out there who know I'm speaking to them. But it kills me when there's some 22-year-old, and I can tell a person's age. I can just look in their car and I know exactly how old they are. It's a talent I have. Some 22-year-old female flipping me off because I'm stopped at that yield sign because there's traffic coming and I can't get out in that other. I can almost cause an accident, but sometimes yield means stop. So
do you agree with that? Because yes. I asked you about the stop sign, you're like, you don't want traffic to stop.
But
there.
sometimes
sometimes you have.
If you can't yield the right of way, you have to stop.
Yes, that's what it
I learned that from my driver's ed teacher. He didn't teach me. He actually hit the brake on the right-hand side because he made sure that I stopped.
Right. Yeah, yield is stop unless you don't have to.
Correct. If you have the space, you can go. But if not,
it's yield the right-of-way, which means if you do not have the right-of-way, you have no choice but to stop.
Right.
That doesn't mean continue to move slowly down the lane to the point where the person trying to get off that ramp can't pull in.
Right.
You end up missing the ramp, or sometimes people get aggressive, and it creates an accident situation. So I'm just saying, I'm glad you're watching it, and I'm glad we can bring these things to your attention, and I hope it's not offensive, because we love you. We think you're the best. So
thank you very much.
All right, Jim Piccola. Got a break. Hold on at WIBX.